What's up? It's your boy Tunnel Vision. Oh, we back for another one, man. The day after the Sean Porter versus Earl Spence fight. Woo! Now I'm relaxed and calmed down a little bit. I can kind of go over the fight and what happened in the fight. Epic. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about fight of the year, and I don't see any other fight beating that fight when it comes to the fight of this year, especially when you're talking about two of the highest levels of competitors, the elites in the sport, taking on each other. You know, the only thing that might end up, battling it, maybe Wilder versus Ortiz too, maybe. See that maybe being a possibility, but fight was absolutely epic, man. A lot of back and forth. People always talk about body shots and about how you need to go to the body, you need to go to the body. But then when somebody's actually going to the body a whole lot, they don't like actually giving them points for it. It's the weirdest thing, and I think that's actually kind of what was happening with Earl Spence. Earl Spence was going to the body a lot, man. He was hitting Sean Porter up. That was his thing, and Sean Porter's dad was actually saying, "Give up the body to go up top." So he was getting hit with a lot of shots, and I think it was almost kind of like with the Kell Brook fight, where people are watching the fight, but they're not scoring all those shots that Earl Spence is hitting him with to the body. Sean Porter was catching him with some shots up top. You know, he was trying to go underneath too, but he also was missing a lot of shots that people were probably giving him credit for. He still did his thing though. I think it was a good fight. I don't necessarily think it was as close as some people are making it out to be. I think Earl Spence, won it comfortably, probably by like four rounds or so, four, 5. I think by at least 4 rounds. To me personally, I think he won it by at least 4 rounds. And obviously the knockdown kind of just sealed the deal. But they were going at it, man. And Porter wasn't no punk. Porter wasn't backing down. And Porter just kept bringing it. And when he got clipped with that shot, I knew it was going to happen. I was saying that, this is going to end up kind of like the Bundu fight. That's kind of my theory on it, that it was going to end up like the Bundu fight, where it's going to end up getting clipped. He decided he was going to get beat down. I thought he was going to get hit with a lot of body shots, which he was. I thought over time he was going to wear down because of those body shots. And I thought that late in the fight he was going to get knocked out. But he took those body shots, man. He was taking the shots. Shot after shot after shot after shot, round after round after round after round. I saw him kind of getting tired. Then he just caught that second wind. He never got into that point where his body was just physically just broke down to the point where, some people, they just get broke down to the point where they can't do anything. Where now they start getting hit almost like Kell Brooks, and like you can tell they feeling it. They feeling it heavy. He never got to that point, and he was conditioned enough where he was even able to take that hook that Earl Spence hit him with, and continue, because that's supposed to finish you. You getting hit on the chin like that, also with a shot that you don't even see. That shot's supposed to finish you, but it didn't finish him. You know what I mean? And not only that, he pumped his chest up like, let's go. Let's go. That man is saying, yo, if I gotta die tonight, I gotta die tonight. I ain't going out like no sucker. If I gotta die tonight, I'm gonna die tonight. You didn't see no, confused look in his eyes like you saw, Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. It's kind of like Anthony. He was kind of like Ruiz. Ruiz got knocked down. I was like, oh, word, okay, we good. Went right back in it. Anthony Joshua gets clipped, and it's like, what the hell's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Where did it come from? What hit me? I don't know. There was none of that. He was the same old warrior that he's always been. He was in the best shape of his life, and he brought it. One thing I will say, though, is the last 2 fights, Earl Spence hasn't been using Blu-ray, his strength and conditioning coach. And physically, he is looking a little different in his last 2 fights, I think, than in the previous fights. And I would say that he needs to get that boy back on his team. He did a great job. He was able to be victorious. I believe even the fights in front of him, I think he'll still be able to be victorious. But if he has this, thought process in his head of moving up to 154 and fighting up there and then moving up to 160, I think he needs to get that boy back in his corner. And about 160. Right now, I don't know about 160. Clearly, over time, he can grow into it, but I don't think 160 is really a space he needs to be in. 154, maybe, because he's been talking about moving up to 154, going up to 154 for a fight. I think, number one, he needs to focus on 147. I don't think he needs to go up to 154 right now. And just handle your business. Get better. And when it comes to your strength and conditioning, to me personally, I think it's been a little bit off, and he needs to fix that. And again, I don't necessarily think it's going to be an issue at 147 with the people that he's going to be fighting. But if you see a problem, you don't take care of it over time, it's going to bite you in your tail. That was one of the great things about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather never waited for a loss in order to fix situations and fix things. He always made adjustments after every single fight. He saw, okay, that isn't working. All right, I got to make an adjustment. This isn't working. All right, I need to make an adjustment. And he made the adjustments. That's part of what made him great. So, hopefully he does that. And yeah, so I'm hearing people talking about, how Sean Porter was robbed and he really wanted to fight. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. And I think it's not even because they think Sean Porter won. I think it's more just because they want to discredit Earl Spence. And also I'm hearing this, if he had a tough fight like that, then, man, you know what Crawford would do to him? Crawford would knock him out. Crawford would do this. Yo, let's be real. Terrence Crawford hasn't fought anybody that would be favored against Mikey Garcia. Terrence Crawford hasn't fought anybody that would be favored against Kell Brooks. Terrence Crawford hasn't fought anybody who would be damn, I just forgot the damn. Why I keep forgetting these little ass freaking words, man? Damn, I just said it too. Who would be favored against Sean Porter? Not a single fighter. All right? This is a Terrence Crawford that at 135 went 12 rounds against Ricky Burns. Like, let's be real. Went 12 rounds against Victor Posto. Come on. Let's be real. At lower weight classes. So you can't compare the two. He hasn't fought any elite fighters at 147 pounds at all. We have no idea what a Terrence Crawford would do against somebody like a Sean Porter, who you're throwing punches and he's eating those punches, and he's just keep coming towards you. He's putting himself on you, physically just trying to break you. We don't know how he would deal with that type of pressure. We don't know how he would deal with somebody in the level of Kell Brooks, who was as big as he was, using whatever substances that he had in his system during that fight. With the hands that he has, with the counter punching that he had. We don't know how you would deal with somebody like that. We don't know how you would deal even against somebody like a Mikey Garcia, who did not look that small when he fought against Earl Spence. With this, defensive wise, the intelligence that he has and what he can do in the offensive side of the game. We have no idea. He hasn't fought anybody near that caliber. We're talking about two different calibers. You're comparing a division, somebody that's been playing against Division 2 players against somebody that's been playing against Division 1 players. So because somebody's having a questionable time against a D1 player, it doesn't mean that this guy that's been doing his thing against D2 players can do something to that guy. We don't know because he hasn't faced that level of competition, especially when it comes to 147 pounds. He's never faced that level of competition, period. He's never faced anybody on that caliber right there. You can say, he fought Gamboa. No, those are in lower weight classes. You put them against these guys, he gets squashed. I understand, but it's not about it being in the low. It's reality. You take that guy because he's going to be fighting Terrence Crawford at 147. He's not going to be fighting him at 130, not 135, not 140. He's going to be fighting him at 147 pounds. So when you look at that, when you look at that and you see, what happened, what's happening. You don't know. You don't know what he would be able to do against this level of competition. There's no one there's not a single fighter Terrence Crawford has fought that would last 10 rounds against Earl Spence. And 10 rounds is pushing it. Like, we're looking more like 6 rounds. Not a single fighter that he's faced that would last 10 rounds against Earl Spence. Let alone, let alone go 12 or give him any kind of issue. He stops everybody. So we can't compare those two. But we'll see what happens, man. And also, For whatever reason, I thought, we'll do that for another video. Like, subscribe, holla at you. Yo, I'm all messed up today. Goddamn. But we ain't doing no second cuts. We putting this up. I'm out.